to the Pit, episode 5, with Coach Dusty Perdue. Coach, how are things going now that football's over?
Going good. Finally got some practices with our football players. As you know, we played last week during Thanksgiving, so we had one practice and played some games, and then came back from Thanksgiving and had some practices. And you know, it's good to have those guys. You feel like you're a whole when you get all of them together. So we're 11 strong now, going pretty hard.
Good. Let's do a review of past week's games and how the Gators do.
Well, as I reported from our Thanksgiving special, we went 2-1 last year during Thanksgiving. Ended on a sour note at Terrell. Played a really, really good team that was just much better than us that night. We had slow legs and no energy after playing 2 times that day. But we came back to practice on Sunday and Monday and got to play last night against Northside Methodist in Dothan. Long trip, late night. Came out ready to play, played really, really well. Had a good first half, was up by 19 at the half, scored 24 in the second quarter, led by Landis Boyd, one of our football players. Had a really good night, probably had a double-double last night, and ended up pulling away in the second half, ended up winning 72-37 in their place. So that's a big, big win for us. Excited about where we're at. Now we get a little layoff until next week, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But really proud of what we did last night. Everybody got to play. Landis Boyd led our team, J.J. Jackson led our team in scoring last night. Played really well, stole the ball, plays the point guard for us. Landis scored, 12. Bryce Rozier had 11. And then we had a couple of guys score single digits, but had about 8 or 9 guys score out of the 11, and was really proud of the way we played.
All right, good deal, Coach. Let's take a minute and talk about the Glenwood Middle School JV basketball team.
Well, the middle school team is like, I want to say they're 3 or 4-1, something like that. They've played really, really well, played really, really hard. They're getting better each and every day. The JV is undefeated. I think they've played 3 games or 2 or 3 games, and they're undefeated, playing really well, led by about 5 ninth graders on that team. So they've started out the season really, really strong. Our middle school is really heavy starting off the year, and then it'll be a game a week about here. But they play 2 games next week. They just beat Quitman Monday night, which they beat us at their place. So that was big for them to come in here and us to beat Quitman. That was a big win for our JV middle school team. So really proud of where our younger teams are right now.
Good job. All right, Coach, time for our alumni spotlight for the week. Who you got?
Well, alumni spotlight, we're going to go back a little ways to my first year here at Glenwood, 2005, 2006, or 2004, 2005. I get it mixed up sometimes. First one's going to be John Davis. They call him JD. Great football player, was also a basketball player. He's now working over in Columbus, helping people out. He works for with one of our players' moms over there. JD Davis has done really well for himself. It's been great to see him. He comes around a lot. So John Davis, I want to say he graduated in 2005. And then Spud Ward. Little Spud is what I call him, not Big Spud. Little Spud Ward played for me on my first team that I coached here with Coach Key. And of course, he is working for his daddy at War Grading, Construction, Contracting, whatever that is. And Little Spud and those 2 guys have been they were a big part of me coming to Glenwood when I was here and helping me fit in. But those are 2 great guys that I want to throw back to. Number 12, Spud Ward, I remember him, and number 34, John Davis. Great guys.
Good deal. All right, Coach, you got a full plate next week.
Ooh, Tommy, next week. We play Edgewood at home on Monday, which will be really, really good team. I always well coached Darryl Free that used to coach here, a good friend of mine. They'll come in ready to play, so we need to be ready for that. Then Tuesday, we travel to Pike. We've already played them one time, went to overtime in the Lee Scott tournament. Really, really good team, shoots the ball really well. So Edgewood Monday, Pike Tuesday. Then Wednesday and Thursday are middle school games. St. Luke and Edgewood for our middle school. Then Friday, We go. We're at home again against a really, really good Lakeside team. I think they've lost one game in overtime. They're not a big team, but they play really, really well together. Coach Tom Clements does a good job at Lakeside. Then on Saturday, we go to Ezekiel, which is a new opponent for us, Ezekiel Academy in Montgomery. We play them. They're coached by one of the former referees of our league, Kevin Tucker. So we go there. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday are varsity games, mixed in with JV games, of course, and then middle school on Wednesday and Thursday. So basketball every day next week, going into exams here at the school.
Well, we'll be looking forward to Monday night. We love Glenwood home games, basketball games.
Absolutely.
They're phenomenal.
It's fun to be back home. It's fun to watch our bleacher creatures get involved. It helps us, helps our girls, helps our boys. So a lot of fun to come into the pit, for me anyway, and other teams to have to play.
That's one of the first things I asked the kids when I walked in, when we got some home basketball games.
Yeah, so excited about coming back home.
All right, any final words, Coach?
Just keep us in your prayers as we go through this next week. Try to get our team going as far as coming together, mixing it in, blending it in. We got a lot of basketball coming up. You know, we got that week next week, and then the following week, and we'll talk about this next week on our show. The following week, we go to Tennessee, our annual Tennessee trip. We'll play 3 games up there. We go up into the Gatlinburg area and have a great time up there before Christmas, and we'll play some really, really good basketball teams. So we got a lot of basketball coming up, and really excited about it. And of course, something we don't always mention, and I tease you about it, and we have mentioned it before on here, Junior Pros today. We play Junior Pro here today. The Clarity boys will be in action. So Junior Pro today and Friday. So they get a double dose this week. It's just our feeder program for our basketball program. So excited about Junior Pro, and those kids love to play, especially in our gym.
It's competitive too, Coach. Y'all do a good job splitting up the team.
We have to split up the Clarity boys.
Well, I'm your host, Tommy Clarity, with head coach Dusty Perdue. This is In the Pit. Till next time, go Gators.